I mean, it means a lot. Of course, right now it's the next one, trying to get to 8-1. So, trying to go 1-0 this week. It's a really big one, but I know Bedlam. It's a very historic rivalry for Oklahoma and Oklahoma State fans, and growing up watching it, I mean, it's definitely a big deal, and I know the magnitude of it, and everyone wants to make a big deal about it being the last one. But, you know, it's the next one on our schedule, and we're going to put our best foot forward and go out there and perform.
I know you've been asked this just about every year, but can you think back to when you were young, when you first understood the fire of this rivalry? Did it take playing in it? Was it sometime when you were growing up?
I think it's just a different perspective from watching as a kid. Not really. I mean, of course, I want No U to win because my dad was coach, but now, like, being in it, really having, like, some skin in the game, like, playing for Oklahoma, it's definitely a different perspective on it.
What was that discovery the first time that switch kind of flipped for you?
I mean, really just college football in general, just the speed of it, and but definitely the intensity of rivalry games, playing OU Texas and then playing in OSU. It's always later in the year, it's always getting chilly, and it's always, usually there's a lot on the line for both teams, and so really understanding that as I started to play more and more was big.
What stands out to you specifically about playing in Stillwater? Obviously, with as close as everybody is, it's a little bit different environment up there. Any memories stand out, whether before or during your playing career?
I mean, not a whole lot. I remember being up there a couple times. I think one year, I don't know, I didn't play. I had an injury, but a couple years back, last time we were there. But, yeah, it's definitely a very chaotic atmosphere, hostile at times. And games at 2:30, so I'm sure those paddles will be beating the sides of the building, and that's great.
Does it help having gone through the Texas game before heading into this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think just it helps going through all the games, just building experience in general, and learning lessons throughout the season, and then fighting through adversity. And obviously we had a lot of adversity last week, and so we're ready to put our best foot forward this week.
What did it mean to get the captain nod for this one? How cool is it that you guys are all obviously Oklahoma kids for this game in particular?
Yeah. I mean, that's awesome. I'm definitely excited to represent the team and be a captain this game, and being my last Bedlam, Oklahoma's last Bedlam. I mean, it's definitely a tremendous honor, and being from Oklahoma definitely means a lot to me. But even just being a captain in general for any game means it's a tremendous honor.
Being around this game for so long, is it strange thinking that this is it?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I guess it would be it for me either way, so I guess I'm good regardless. Yeah.
Mike Gundy said, amongst the players now, it's not really as much of a rivalry as it used to be. I mean, growing up in this, do you have any, sort of context to, see where it feels like it's less of a rivalry amongst the players?
I'm not really sure. I think he mentioned social media or something. I don't have too much contact with too many people there, and I don't know if they have too much contact with us here, but I think it's a rivalry, and it means a lot to both sides, fans and everything. And I'm sure times were different back then, and times are different now. But it's still OU versus Oklahoma State, and that's a big deal to a lot of people.
I know we've asked you about Dylan's leadership a lot this year, but what have you seen from him over the last 72 hours?
Just a lot of. He's been real locked in. Usually he's kind of a charismatic guy, real upbeat. He's just been a little more conservative, I'd say. He's detailed, he's locked in, he's ready to go. I think it really rubbed him the wrong way, and naturally it rubbed us all the wrong way. And so it's good to see that out of your quarterback, out of your leader of the team, and just seeing that distaste in his mouth, and he's just putting his head down, going to work like we all should.
How frustrating was that experience on Saturday, just in terms of not being able to push the ball down the field?
I mean, yeah, it was frustrating at times. I think the rain, I mean, not to make excuses or anything like that, but I'd say there were times we tried to push the ball down the field, and we're going to continue to try and do that and complement that with good running game and good defense, and then continue to just play Oklahoma football and play the standard that Coach Venable sets for us.
You feel like when you guys have gotten rolling this year offensively, you've been super aggressive?
Yeah, I think there's times when it all just comes together, whether that be pushing the ball downfield or running the ball really well, getting them to load the box, and we push it downfield, or extending the ball once they load the box, extending it to the perimeter run game and the touch game and stuff like that. And, yeah, it really is a beautiful thing when it all comes together.
OSU secondary is pretty young. What do you know about them and the challenge they present?
Yeah, no, they got a lot of good players back there. They got a corner number 2. He's really good, experienced player. He's a senior. And then they're back in at the safety position. You mentioned they're young, but I mean they're long, rangy, very athletic guys. And I mean on tape they look. I mean they look freakish back there for sure. And so I mean, but we're gonna be prepared, and we have good players too. And so hats off to them, and they're having a good year so far. So
going back to sorry, one more thing. Going back to the last 3 days or so, how's the reaction to this one maybe been different from last year when y'all lose that one early and then it just sort of snowballed from there?
yeah, I think just different feeling knowing at 7-1, it's all still in front of us, still somewhat in the driver's seat of it all, and just putting our best foot forward each week to go 1-0 and hope, and we want to win our last 4 games and secure a spot, and hopefully in a Big 12 championship spot. And so just definitely a different feel this year than last year.
Thanks, Drake.
Drake, thanks, man.